Hey folks, this is Jared Rosenberg at Nintendo World Report, here to talk to you today about Gear Club Unlimited, a racing game, a simulation racing game, coming to the Nintendo Switch on December 1st. This game is going to have over 200 tracks, it's got real cars, it's being developed by Eden Games, a French studio that's been making car racing games for almost 20 years. They made the V Rally games on the original PlayStation. A few years ago, they made Test Drive Unlimited. They've worked on multiple racing games. They worked on a Need for Speed game, and they have racing experience. They've been doing it for a long time. There was actually a game called Gear Club, which they released on smartphones, I believe, last year or the year before that. Which Gear Club Unlimited is a upgraded version of that. Anyway, I tried this game out last week at a little preview thing. What I can tell you right off the bat is the game feels good. This feels like a real, true racing game. It became quite apparent that this game is huge. There's this giant world map where there are a ton of different championships that you can do. Each championship has at least 4 races in it. Like a lot of racing games, you do the championships. If you do really well, you earn extra stars. You earn money. You use that money to buy brand new cars. You have this whole thing called the Performance Shop, which is your own personal garage where you can then tune your cars. Just the garage itself is super customizable. You can change its look. You can move around all these different tuning areas. You have a wind tunnel, you have body work, you have a paint shop, cosmetic shop. Each of these little stations you can move around. It's sort of like The Sims, where you're moving these areas, instead of moving furniture around, you're moving these big customization parts around. And then all the cars, these are real cars. If you're changing the engine, these are real engines. And you can change the tires. You can... I'm not a big car person, but it's obvious just from talking to the lead of the team at Eden Games that these guys love cars, know so much about cars, are total car geeks, and that when you play this game, you will completely feel their love for cars. Like I said earlier, they've been making racing games for almost 20 years now, and they definitely love these type of games. They want this game. Obviously, they don't have the budget that a Forza or a Gran Turismo has, but they are trying to make this be, the type of game for people who want that kind of experience on Nintendo Switch. Now, are they going to succeed? It's hard to tell. But just from the short time playing the game, it felt great. Like I was just saying, there's so much content. Along with that, there's no microtransactions. Just because this was built, based on a smartphone game, they're like, everything you pay up front, you get all this stuff. They're working on 2 different expansion packs that are going to be free for the game. So more even additional courses and cars and things. The game features over 30 vehicles from 16 different manufacturers. You got BMW, you got Ford, you got Jaguar, you got Lotus, you got McLaren, you got Mercedes. They're aiming for 720p on the handheld, 1080p when you're docked. The game is running at 30 frames per second, consistently, all the time, even if you're doing split screen mode. 30 frames per second, super smooth. I think it's also worth mentioning that the game does have a online mode of sorts. It appears that it's going to have an online ranking system, and you can race against ghosts of other players, friends, and just regular people online. It does not appear you can just have a regular online race. I don't think there's any real-time racing against other people, which is a bit disappointing, but it does seem like the developer's super focused on the single player. Oh, I just remembered one other thing that I think is worth mentioning is that along with regular asphalt racing, there's also rally racing in the game. And as a big Sega Rally fan, I tried the rally racing mode. It felt pretty smooth. And like in any good rally mode, there's a bunch of drifting on dirt tracks, and it felt really good. It took me a little while to get a hang of it, but yeah, there's rally racing as well. So overall, I'm looking forward to the game. The game really wasn't on my radar, but this does seem like a really big, interesting racing game, and racing fans I think will find a lot of content here and a lot of love from true car fans. So this game's coming out December 1st. It's going to have a retail release, and I believe it's going to be $44.99. So if anyone has any more questions, please ask them in the comments section, and thanks for watching. Bye.